The Bobblehead Guy proudly presents the BGSD GBFE. The Bobblehead Guy's Super-Duper Guide for a better Fallout experience. A no-nonsense guide made especially for the Fallout enthusiast. In today's episode, the things to get you started for a maximized Fallout 4 experience. Also known as the things I wish I knew before playing Fallout 4.
Hi kids, I'm the Bobblehead Guy here at my secret Fallout lab. Or more like one of my secret Fallout 4 labs. Anyways, today I'll give you a series of simple tips to help you make the most out of your Fallout 4 experience.
Note that this guide is for the basic vanilla version of the game and applies for the PC, PS4, and Xbox version of the game.
While the game tells you that you have 21 startup points to choose from, you actually have 22. As you get back in your home, check in Sean's room for the Your Special book and get the extra point. The action button has multiple uses. You can grab an object by keeping it pressed for a few seconds. You can exit your power armor the same way. In workshop mode, you can select and reposition multiple close-by objects by keeping the action button pressed. If your companion or dogmeat is injured, don't waste a stim pack on them, unless you need them back in the fight ASAP. They cannot die. This is not Fallout 3, guys. And it does not affect their affinity towards you. They will get back up in about a minute and they'll be just fine. Pay attention to the brackets when you hide. They indicate the chance of detection. There are 3 steps. Hidden, which is self-explanatory. Caution, meaning the enemy is aware of your presence and searching. And finally, danger, meaning they've found you. Once you get near an enemy NPC, they will widen if you're out of potential sight and get closer if the enemy is close to detecting you. There are very good alternate sources of income you can carry with you at no weight. All ammo, for example, is weightless and has a sell value, so you can grab even the ammo you don't use and sell it. Pre-war money is also a very good source of income, as its value is higher than caps. Be aware, though, that as it is considered junk, it can be dismantled for cloth if you don't pay attention. Most of the clutter can be transported at no cost, and though they have a very low value, if you grab a lot of them in time, it will make for a tidy sum. You can also use chems as currency if you don't use them much, or craft them as their weight is usually low and their value is high. Lastly, you can use building materials, such as gold or silver, as currency. It's a good idea to scrap the silver and gold elements you will gather into material, as their transform value is higher for the same weight compared to the original items. The workbench cannot be moved, but all the benches in a settlement share the same inventory, meaning you can build a settlement that is not even close to your workbench, in Spectacle Island, for example. You can store all your junk at once in the workshop using the default jump button. You can take everything from a container or dead body using the default reload button. During conversations, you can use quick save before a speak challenge. Even better, you can walk away, equip charisma boosting equipment, and get back in the conversation at the same moment you left it. Well, most of the time anyways.
The advanced tips.
You can tag or untag components in the workbench, making them easier to spot in your environment or in an inventory. Containers or objects containing the tagged component will be highlighted, and there will be an eyeglass icon for objects containing the tagged component. Be aware, however, that scrappable structures will not display the component you can salvage from them. The type of weapon you use is based on the mods of this weapon, not on the initial weapon you picked or bought. This means that if you find a legendary gun you like, but that's not really in your perk style, For example, if you have a machine gun, for example, but you're not really perked for automatic weapon, you should be able to modify it to fit your playstyle and keep the benefits. Yes, you can actually snipe using a handgun. When you mod an item, the old mod stays in your inventory and has a weight of half a point. It may not look like much, but you can clog your inventory quite easily if you don't pay attention. You should put the mods in your workbench. They will be available when you need to mod again. Most power armors you can find in the game are leveled. This means that you will likely find T45s between level 1 and 15, T51 between level 10 and 25, T60 between level 20 and 35, and X01 likely not before 30, but it can spawn at around level 25. The power armor spawns the moment you get close to the sector the first time. This means that if you pass near a power armor at level 5 and did not notice it, if you actually discover it at level 50, it will still be a T45. If you want to enter a power armor, you will automatically insert a fusion core if there is none present. The system takes the fusion core with the highest charge. You can and should manually insert the fusion core you want by putting it in the power armor's inventory before entering it. A fusion core still holds the same cell value when depleted, but fully depleted fusion cores are lost by automatic swap. Change your fusion core when it reaches a very low level to be able to resell it. When the core alarm sounds, you typically have 25% time left before changing the core. When it gets very low, save often to make sure you can keep it. 5 to 6 depleted cores will pay up a new one when you start. You will need less than 2 if you have the barter bobblehead and the cap collector perk at stage 2. If you encounter and manage to kill a robot sentry, don't stay near it when its health reaches 0. It detonates a nuclear blast. Still, come back to the fiery robotic corpse for some nice components and 2 brand new full charge fusion cores. Yup, the robot is toast, but the cores are brand spanking new. As for the sentry, don't hide behind an explodable car. If it explodes, as car in Fallout run on nuclear energy, you'll be injured. Sounds obvious though. The rusted cars cannot burn or explode, but the others usually can. You can order most companions to enter a power armor at the cost of no fusion core. If you want them to exit it, enter dialogue with them and you will get the option to ask them to exit the power armor. Be aware though that the armor pieces can take damage while they wear it, and it will have to be repaired. So, most of the time, I just give them the frame. Yep. Each settlement has a default spawn point. You can choose a custom one using the fast travel mat, available through Resources, Miscellaneous. The direction of the little rounded edge of the mat is the direction your character will have when he or she fast travels there. Inside a dungeon, when hidden and close to a bed, don't waste impacts. Sleep an hour. Yep, so long as you're out of sight, you can do it. All your health and limbs will miraculously heal. Tired of looking for a specific companion in a settlement? Use a bell to gather all your settlers around you. Build defenses for your settlements that are of a higher level than your food production, ideally much higher. It's also a good idea to have a fence all over the settlement, with only 1 or 2 entry points, making it much easier to defend it as the NPCs cannot jump over walls and will go towards the entry point. In addition to that, make sure you go help a settlement in need in a timely manner, as even if they have the necessary defenses, you will lose settlers and resources will have to be repaired. Helping a well-defended settlement with 1 entry point is a breeze. Sometimes you don't even need to do anything. When you get there, your defenses and settlers can dispatch the enemy quite easily, but they won't do it if you don't show up. Tired of NPCs sleeping in your bed? You can assign settlers to bed, so they will always use this one and leave yours alone. You can patch holes on the floor with rugs and mats. You can even put furniture over it. And jump, and well, you get the point. You can outfit your companions or settlers while in sharing mode, using the default jump button. To share with them, simply talk to them for most settlers. For some hero NPCs, you may need to choose the option manually. You can also assign settlers to maintain a trading route between two settlements while in the workshop. It will give you access to the sum of the build material of these settlements. You can actually connect every settlement together if you want to. If you find an item with a specific name, keep it. It probably is important to a side quest or has higher value. Water can transfer deadly radiations to you, and lakes, ponds, rivers, and sea should be avoided unless you get the Aqua Boy or Aqua Girl perk that you can get as early as level 1, by the way, if you have an endurance of 5. You won't get radiation damage anymore, making the waterways surprisingly safe ways to travel and discover, even in sectors you should not yet be ready to explore. But you're always standing still, thus not hiding, when you get out of the water. While in a settlement you own, you can bypass opening a safe of a level too high for you by scrapping it in the workshop. The components will be transferred there automatically. It does not work for every safe, but many of them do. Also, scrapping does not count as stealing, meaning that you can scrap owned items. And finally, at level 41, or even sooner if you finish the Brotherhood of Steel main questline before that level, you can acquire a jetpack mod for your power armor, and it's a blast. Okay, it's not really a tip, but it's bloody awesome.
Mr. Bobblehead Guy hopes you liked this guide and hope you'll be looking forward to his other super-duper guides. If you did like it, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. The Wasteland is a harsh place, and you should be better prepared thanks to the Bobblehead Guy.